Hey everyone, welcome to part 2 of the Python network scanner tutorial. In this tutorial, I will show you guys how to use the argparse module to take the target IP address and the port number as an argument to the script. So let's get started. The first thing that we have to do is import the argparse module. So let's import it. Once we have imported the module, then we have to start or set up the argument parsing. So let's create our parser object. So we can say parser argparse dot argument parser, and then give it a description. The description, we can say scan a specific port on a target IP address. So the argparse module is a standard Python library used for parsing the command line arguments. It makes it easy to write user-friendly command line interface and helps you handle arguments passed to your script when it's run from the terminal. It provides an easy way to define the expected arguments for a script and parse them into usable Python objects. This is commonly used for creating tools and utilities that are run from the command line. The argument parser class in here that we can see, this one, it's an argument parser. It's a class in the argparse module that is used to create an argument parser object. The parser is responsible for reading the command line arguments, validating them, and converting them into a format that your program can work with. Argument parser is typically the first step in setting up command line argument parsing. The object you create will manage all of the command line arguments you define later on in your script. The description, this is a keyword argument passed to the argument parser. We're talking about the description. It's passed to the argument parser constructor to provide a description of what the program does. The description will be displayed when the user runs the script with the h or dash help option. It is a short human readable string that explains the purpose or functionality of the program. When you run the script with the h or dash help option, argparse will print out the description along with other details like the available arguments, their types, and usage. So next, let's add the arguments. So we can say parser dot add underscore argument. So we will provide two arguments. The first one will be the target IP. We will specify a type for it, and for the help we can say something like target IP address scan. Next, let's create another argument. This one will take in the port, so we can say port, and for the type this will also be str, and for the help we type in port number to scan. So parser.add underscore argument. The purpose of this method is used to define a command line argument that the script will accept when it is run. It tells argparse what kind of argument the program expects, how it should be processed, and what information should be displayed in the help message. In the earlier code provided, parser it's an instance of the argument parser class from the argparse module. Add argument is a method used on this argument parser object to specify the details of the arguments that the program will accept from the command line. Now, for the first one, we specified the target IP, and for the second one, we have specified the port number. So it's ports or target IP, it's the name of the argument that's being defined. This is the positional argument that the user will provide when running the script. In this case, the arguments represent the target IP or the port that will be scanned. The user will need to specify which ports they want the script to check. Next, we have specified the type, and the type is str, which stands for string. So str, the type of argument, specifies the data type that the argument or that the command line argument should be converted to. In this case, the type is str, which is string, meaning that the value provided by the user will be treated as a string. So why string? The user will input a comma separated, as we saw in the first tutorial, a comma separated list of ports. And as a string, the input can easily be parsed and split into individual components later in the script. If you are scanning a single port or a numeric value, integer or int could be used as the type, but here str allows flexibility in representing multiple ports in a list-like format as a string. Then we have help here. So the help, it's a help message. The help argument is an optional argument. String, it describes what this argument does, what it is for. This text will be displayed in the help message when the user runs this script with the h or the --help option. I'll show you guys in a few seconds how that works. Next, we have to parse the command line arguments that are being passed. So in order to parse them, we have to first create it. So I would say args. We have to create args on object. We'll call it args. Then we will create a parser, which is parse underscore args. So once we do that, then the target IP address and target port. So this time we don't have to hard code the target IP address. We can take it from our parser. So we can say args dot target IP. So args is the parser that we created, and target IP is what we will take as a positional argument when we run this script. Next, we have to specify the ports. So args is our parser, and we take port as a positional argument. So let's save it. Let's quickly come here, type in 2. So if you can type in -h, we can see that scan a specific port on a target IP address. So we can change it to IP address. This is this part here, guys. Scan a specific port on a target IP address, and then we have to help commands here for the positional arguments, target IP address to scan and port numbers to scan. So we can say target IP and port, target IP address to scan and port number to scan. So these are the places where the help section and the description comes into play. So let's quickly run this. So we can say Python 3 02, and then we can specify the IP. So we can say 190, and we can say 8000. Again, str object cannot be interpreted as an integer. So again, this time when we are trying to run this, it is saying it cannot be done that. So for this, my apologies, we have to change this to int. So in here, so I could quickly show you guys the port number. In here it was str. In here on line 17, which the error displayed, in here we are using port number, the port number in here. So let's quickly run this again this time, so we can see that it says port 8000 is open. So let's type in port something like 8121. In here this port is closed, so it says port 8121 is closed on 192.168.119. So this is it for this tutorial, guys. In the next tutorial we will see how to take a range of ports. So for now I can only scan one port number. So in case we want to scan multiple ports, how do we do that? So that's something that we will see in the next tutorial. And we have to also add in another functionality so that we could add in multiple target IP address. For now being, I can only target a single port on a single target IP. So guys, if you have any questions, please put it in the comment section below. And if you found this tutorial useful, please do like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.